Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome again to the 30 Days AI Challenge. Welcome to day 17. You're all very much welcome. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. How are you today? How's your day going? Let me see your comments in the comment section. Hello, you more. Oh, you're the first person here. Hello. How are you doing? How's everybody doing today? You're all very much welcome. So if this is your first time joining us, you're welcome to the 30 Days AI Challenge by Hills and Tech. Hills and Tech is an edtech organization where our primary goal is to get as many women as possible to switch to transition into tech through no code. So you're all very much welcome. The 30 Days AI Challenge is in celebration of International Women's Day. And we have 30 minutes per day where you can come and learn practical AI tools that help improve your career, your business, and your daily productivity. So far, we have covered a range of tools from Asana, Notion, Loom, ChatGPT, Perplexity AI, and today we have a new tool to add to that. We'll be learning Zapier today. We have so many more tools coming in the ensuing days and, of course, for next week as well. So you're all very much welcome. Hello, Didi Licious. Hello, you're welcome. So today's facilitator is an alumnus of Hills and Tech, meaning she has taken one or more courses with Hills and Tech. So join me as I introduce and bring to the stage Miss Deraa Enem-Osuigwe. So can I see your reactions, everybody? Welcome to our facilitator. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you and welcome. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well. Thank you, Beatrice. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning from anywhere you are joining us. Yeah.
Yay. Okay, so I'll be handing over to you now and I will bring your screen up to stage.
Okay. Let's do this. Okay. So confirm if my screen can be seen.
Yes, please. I can.
Okay. So good evening, greetings everyone. Let me use that. I think it's more encompassing. Welcome to today's class or course or whatever introduction to Zapier. So Zapier is a no-code automation tool that you could use to connect your apps. We're going to be going through just a very small rehash of everything about Zapier. Then we go live, right? So it's used to automate repetitive tasks. So like whatever that you usually do every single time, something that is part of your workflow that you usually do every single time, such as I'll share some of those tasks as we move on. So it's Zapier connects more than 8,000 apps. So when you hear apps, we're talking about tools, we're talking about something like your Google tools, your Salesforce, your Asana, your Jira, Airtable, even other automation tools as well, right? Then how does Zapier work? So when you come into Zapier, there are three very much important things you must note. You need to note that there would be a trigger, then there is an action in a Zap. So when we talk about Zap is just that encompassing like the container that carries the whole automation tasks that you go through. So from that trigger to the actions that are going to be happening, it happens inside the Zap. So your trigger is what is it that starts this automation? this workflow, this Zap, right? The first thing that um initiates what happens. Then the action is the response that your Zap gives to the trigger. All right. So there are some features there that are found in Zapier. You will see your Zaps, which I've explained. So inside that Zapier web app, you will also see your tables, you can create your forms, you can create your agents. Yeah, it creates AI agents. You can also create chatbots that you can integrate into other workflows on other apps, right? So when you want to ask what can I do with Zapier? What are those things? What is it that if I'm doing, then I could be contemplating or utilizing Zapier. Let's say you create job application trackers. So your applicants fill the form, then you want to maybe an ATS recruiting system, right? So maybe your applicant fills the form and you want to be notified, then you want the people that maybe you have a recruiting agency or something, maybe you are just a recruiter, so you are recruiting, you have two sets of people, the applicants and the people you are recruiting for, right? So you want the applicants to fill in their forms. You actually also want the companies that want to recruit to fill a form that shows what they want. Then you want the form to also, interconnect with perhaps the applicant's forms. Mails are sent, you are notified, maybe you have a recruiter assignee for these things. You want everyone to be notified. Zapier can do that, right? Then maybe you want a client onboarding automation, same perhaps just that same thing that happens with your application tracker, right? Say maybe you are into coaching and all those stuffs, and you want when people pay or they fill their interest form or they join a wait list, all those forms, mails are sent, notifications are sent, data is compiled with inside maybe your Google Sheet, your Airtable, or just your data collection, this thing. That is something that Zapier can do for you. Then you want to follow up on all these people that have sent in stuffs that you might have sent them their, maybe, somebody fills a form, you be like, hello, welcome. Then you want, maybe after 3 days, you want to still check up on the person. That's something that Zapier would as well do for you without you lifting a finger. Then perhaps someone pays, you want all these things, you can connect your payment portals and all those stuffs, right? So that's about it. And then today we are going to be going live with this example. We're going to be creating perhaps a lead, let's say is a lead automation example, right? So we're going to be using let's say four. We're going to be connecting four apps to our Zap. So someone fills a form in a type form, right? Someone fills a form in a type form, and you want that form that was filled in type form to be populated in your Google Sheet. Then you want emails to be sent, to some persons, maybe first to the person that filled the form, then maybe someone that is supposed to be notified. But let's say you send the email back to the person that filled the form, then you want the team to be notified on Slack. So we're using Typeform, we're using Google Sheets, we're connecting our Gmail accounts, and then we're connecting Slack. All right. So let's dive straight into the real game. Okay, so yeah, let me start off that. So let's start with the first thing you need to do. You can, for the purpose of this training, we're going to be using because when it comes to Zapier, you have your subscriptions and all these things. There is one for free, and that one for free usually lasts for, like, it lasts forever. But let me just show it. I don't know if I could see it. Yeah, let me just see if I can see it. Yeah. Yeah, let me go to my settings. Okay, a moment. Let me see. So Okay, so I was talking about the free plan. You would have some very exciting features that you could utilize for the first 2 weeks. Then after, you could only create two-step zaps, right? Two-step zaps. So, but for the purpose of training, right, you could by getting a temp email. So you just type temp. I don't know if someone has already um shared how to get your own temp email that you could use to create a Zap that is not create a Zapier profile that is not connected to your Gmail, so that you could use it to practice and all that, such that when the 2 weeks pass, you can still get another temp mail, open a profile that will still last for 2 weeks and all. So you can just come here and just get copy your email that has been provided. Then you you will come to zapier.com, yeah, and then this is how to open a Zapier account. So yeah, I'm already in. Let me see if, okay, let me see if I don't want to do this and say. Okay, so let me just open it with another of my, so that it won't be showing something that is already there. This a Gmail that I've not used for it before. So zapier.com. Yeah. So this is what should come up in your screen if you've not used Zapier previously. So if you start free with Google, that means you want to connect your Gmail, right? You could still do this, but we are using a temp email. So we start free from email. Start free with an email. You put in the email. Where's that? We just created a temp email now. So let me get it. This is the temp email I created. So let me just copy it. Yeah. So I just open with this. You can put any name. Let me use my name, NMSD. Deraa, NMS. Yeah. Then you click get started for free. It's asking me for, so let me just use the one that is provided for me. So I start creating my account. So I hope I'm not too fast. Yeah. Yeah. So in any manner that in any time that it seems I'm too fast, just you could call my attention. So let's use this for HR and recruiting ops, since we are doing a lead this thing. What's your company size? Let's just choose the first one. Then I could skip this question. I could skip this question. I just want us to come to the main interface of the, yeah. So this is your interface. This is what's okay. So we are done here, but I don't want to use this particular one that I just created, right? But this is what is going to be showing you where I previously were. So if you've come into this place, you can see you have 14 days to try Zapier's paid features. Then you can upgrade anytime for as low as 19 and all those things. That this is per head. Yeah, but if after the 14 days you can still use this account, but you can only perform a two-step zap. We will see what a two-step zap means when we get into building our zaps. So let's now get back to where we were. All right. So you could see that this is the same interface in where I previously were before I created that first this thing. Just a moment. Yeah. So you could see that this is the same interface. So now let me just walk us through the basics of this interface, then we can build. Oh shoot. Network, network. Okay, so this is your interface, all right? So you could see this plus sign. You could see a home icon. When we are done, you could just play around here. And also to help you to improve your skills with Zapier, here's an courses, AI and no code automation courses on all these tools. So you could actually just register for one of them to learn not just Zapier. We learned Zapier, we learned Make, we learned Airtable, we learned Monday.com. And you would learn more than this, but these are the basics that we'll be sharing here, right? So if this network just gets on, I'm going to go straight to creating just a zap of what we talked about that we're building. So I have for the I've set up my network. I've set up my Google Sheets, and I've also opened out my Slack, because these are the then my Gmail, of course, will be connected by these are the apps that we're connecting, right? So let's continue. So I'm going to be clicking on this create, and it will be showing me. So these are those things I talked about that are the features, the zaps, the tables. You can create your table here. You can actually get a form to fill out a table here as well. This you can create a form in Zapier, but we're going to be using a different form because I want to show us, I want to demonstrate how you can connect external forms, even Google form and all those things, right? This is where you build your chatbot. This is where you build your AI agents. So let's go to what we want to do. We want to create a Zap. Okay. So we're going to be, please always name your Zap. Always, so that even if it's not you that even if it is not you that would look that will see this, the person will know, okay, this is a zap that is for lead lead a lead form capture, right? Let me say type form. So it shows that this is capturing um leads from a form that was created in type form. Okay, so I talked about a trigger as the first thing that initiates a zap. So this is it. So we're connecting. This is where you connect what do you want to be the the starting point, or what initiates this workflow, right? And because what we want to build, we want to collect when someone fills a type form, it comes into our workflow. So we're going to be connecting type form. So you could see, you see all these apps, right? So we're going to be looking for a type form. Let's just type it, type form. Yeah, so you can see type form. Then you could see this pop-up. This is where we do all the good stuff with our zaps. We configure whatever we are. This is where the work happens. So it's asking me what event do I want to trigger this, if this workflow. It says this, but I want it to be new entry. See, triggers when a form is submitted. So this is what, so when you just, this is what would always show you what the whole stuff is talking about. So I click on this. It's asking me which account do I want to attach, right? Which account? And the this is where you connect, see, you connect um the Gmail with which you use to open your type form. So this is, you just, I've connected mine. So you just connect yours here. It will bring out the Gmails, and you just click on the one that you want. Then I'll configure. Configuration is where you see a lot of stuff here. So it's asking me which form. So I've when I created my type form, I named it Zapier class lead form, right? I have other forms here. So I'm going to choose the form that I want to um connect to this workflow. Then it's asking me to test. Please always test your connections. This is going to show you if what you did worked correctly. All right. It's going to so I'm going to test it. Okay, let me see. So I, for the promise of this class, I'd already manually filled in at, okay, I filled it previously. I filled in a form, right? That's let me show us our type form. So you can see the type form here. These are the contents. Where is the response I should even go to? Let me just, okay, okay. It's coming up. It's coming up. We have the fastest, most effective network in the whole universe. So you could see from the responses, the form is going to be asking your full name. We're taking full name. We're going to be sharing this after this, full name, email, the products you are interested in. Um, it has a lot of, I'm using, because I love books. Because I love books. So the products that are here, you see hard copy, I see e-copy, e-courses, templates. Then this is an attached a notes part of the form that is going to be showing you, is there anything you want to be incorporated into, like anything else you want us to know. So yeah, so that's what you are seeing here, right? It was there in type form, but you could see, because I've connected that type form account, you can see it here, right? Yeah. So it shows that this worked. And you would, for everything you do, you would see a mark, a tick. If it's not working well, you will be seeing something else here. All right. So we've connected, we've done, we are done with this. So we are using this and when you finish with the trigger, you could see that it's also ticked here, right? So the next action, we said we want, when someone fills a form, we want that form to populate our Google, our Gmail, our Google Sheets, right? So But before we continue with that, if you see my Google Sheet here, this is my Google Sheet. You could see that there is, I didn't, in that type form, what was showing there was full name. You can see it's full name. So it's connect, everything was written together. But in this my Google Sheet, I want the first name to be different from the last name. And I also want to, so you see these other things, and I also want the date created. So this is where we use a tool or a feature in Zapier that is called Formatter. So Formatter helps you to do a lot of text, numbers, time, dates, adjustments, settings and all those stuffs. Yeah, you could see here, you see there is date and time section, numbers. You can see it's asking you what you want to do with date and time. Maybe you want to change the date section of what you did and all those stuffs. This is where you see those things. You could and Zapier also has an academy where they would also teach you all these, aside from joining the no code automation classes, right? So today, with this form, what I want to do is I want to split that full name to first name and last name, correct? So I'll be using text. Then I'll get to my configurations. So it's asking me, what do I want to do? You see capitalize, maybe I want to capitalize some stuffs. I want to just a lot of stuffs, extract email address, extract number. What I want to do is to split that particular text that has my full name to first name and last name. All right. So it's going to be asking me what inputs. So this is where I would introduce what is called mapping. So I wouldn't know if there is any tool that we've learned previously that mapping was involved. So this is where you are connecting what is inside this tool with what was in the other app that you connected, right? So you could see here that this entry from type form has all the good stuff from filling that form, right? So you see, it's asking me which input do I want to split? And you know that what I want to split is my full name. So I have to pick it from what is your full name. So I click on that. Is separator. When it comes to the separator,
Hi, Deraa.
yeah,
Can
can
you
I
hear
still be
me?
heard? Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, but your voice is breaking a little bit. So, would you mind repeating the last thing you said?
Okay, from the part of mapping.
Yes, on connecting the marker. Yes,
Oh,
the
okay,
tool.
okay,
Yes,
okay.
thank you.
So let me just remove this. And so I'm talking about mapping. So mapping is, I connected type form to Zapier, and there were different components of type form, the first name, the full name, the email, the whole stuff, right? When you want to map, mapping means that you are setting it up, because we are moving this thing in the type form to the Google worksheet, right? To the Google Sheet. And this is where you are mapping, but and we want to format, we are formatting the first name, the full name, to split it to have the first name and the last name, as we could see in our Zapier, in our Google Sheet, right? You see here that, oh, let me just delete this. I think I used this too. Let me just delete it so that it could, yeah. So in type form, we had full name. See it here. We had full name, Deraa Enem-Osuigwe. But in Google Sheet, we have a different column for first name and a different column for last name. So that is what we want to do by using the formatter. And we are going to be mapping the exact input that we want to split. This is what is called mapping. So I'm going to be choosing the input that I want from here. So you can see a lot of stuff, form responses, time to complete, which products, what is your full name is what contains my full name, right? So I've clicked on it and it's in here. This is the inputs I want to split. Then the separator, you're going to be, you can either put a hyphen, what's that, a dash, what those what's that word? But you can actually leave it here open because you want a space to be separating what you are doing, right? So then it's asking me segment index, which parts, if you click on these things now, these things here, it will show you what is talking about with each of them. So here now the segment is index says segment of text to return after splitting. So which parts of this Deraa Enem-Osuigwe do I want to come out so that I can impute it here, impute it in my Google Sheet, right? I want the two of them, so I'm going to choose all. So you see all are separate fields. If I choose just first name, that means it's going to be imputing just first name, right? But I want all. You will see the importance of choosing this all when we are done with here. So we test. We are going to be testing. Is always like I've said, it's very crucial to always test what you have done. So I have expanded this for you to see. So I'm going to be testing my step. So you see the data in was Deraa Enem-Osuigwe, where you can see it here. The data out, you can see that the first output is now only Deraa, so it's standing on its own, and the second one is Enem-Osuigwe, so it's standing on its own, right? So we're done with this step. So I have separated this. You will see the importance now. So next is we want what we have filled to come into our Google Sheet. So the app we are going to be choosing here is Google Sheet. So you choose your Google Sheet, right? This is the app, Google Sheet. Action events. What do you want to happen in your Google Sheet? You could see change sheet properties and all those good stuff. Create spreadsheet, create. What we want to do is to create a spreadsheet row. Create, this is the format spreadsheet row. That's not what we want to do. So let's look for what we want to do. You can see it here. Create spreadsheet row. It says create a new spreadsheet row in a specific spreadsheet. So this is what we want to do. Then it's asking me for the account. This is the account in which the Google Sheet was created. So I'm going to be connecting that. So I have two Gmail addresses here, but this Google Sheet was created in my in this particular one. So I have added it, right? So it's asking me to continue. I would continue and come into the configuration step, asking me which drive. So I'm choosing my Google Drive. That's where I have what I want to work on. Which spreadsheet? Please, when you are doing all these stuffs, creating Google Sheets, creating your type form, creating Google Forms, please ensure you rename it appropriately, because when you come here, you see that I have a lot of Google spreadsheets here, right? So, but the one I want to use is Zapier Class Lead Collection Sheet. You see, I named it, right? So it's asking me which of the worksheets. It only has one, so I'll just choose it and then continue. Sorry, I'm not done with this one. So I have talked about mapping. So let's now do that mapping thoroughly here. So he's asking me, what do I want to find? What do I want to come into the client's first name? You see, this is my client's first name. So he's asking me, what output do I want to map to this client's first name, right? So I would choose. You know that formatter stuff we did. This is where it's the essence would be, shown thoroughly. We can't be choosing new entry and type form because what was imputed in the type form was my full name. But this is where I'm going to be seeing that stuff we did. You can see output one, Deraa, output two, Enem-Osuigwe. So you could see it now. So the first name that I want is Deraa. So I'm mapping it. You can see it's there. Okay. Then last name, you could also see we are choosing from that text informator, not the entry form. You could see I choose it. And then what this, you could see something here. Let me also explain this. Or let me explain it. Here, you will see dynamic. What dynamic means is that even though I'm using Enem-Osuigwe to map this, it's dynamic in the sense that whatever form that is filled, what the person's last name is going to be split and be added here. So it's not static. It's not possible for someone else to fill a form and Enem-Osuigwe will still show up there. No. What's going to show up is the person's last name, correct? So yeah, then we are mapping the client's email. We could actually do this. We didn't do anything with such in the text informator. We're going to be seeing it in the new entry and type form. So we also map, right? So we're looking for, always make sure that what you are clicking on is what you can see. What's your email address? You could see the output. So this is the email we are using. We map it. Choice of product. This is where we ask the person, what do you want? We also go into this place and map it. So you see it here. Which products are you most interested in? Yeah. Then notes. This that notes part. Okay. Yeah. So you see, please share any notes. So it's showing up with those headings of the type form. I want date created to also be incorporated. So I'm going to be getting it from this place as well. So let me look for it. You see, submit date. This is the submit date, correct? So I click on it and continue. So I've finished doing all these things. Let's now go and test. Testing all the way. So you could see everything looking cool. Let's test our step and see if it worked. So we are finished testing. If you finish testing, where you're going to go and look to see if what you did worked. So it's showing everything here is to go to the tool that you connected. So can you see it here? Yeah, you can see everything. We have our client's first name, Deraa, client's last name, Enem-Osuigwe, and all those good stuff. So yeah, we are done with connecting our Google Sheets. So the next thing we want to do is to send and do, let's send that email. Send that email before we notify the Slack team. So we continue here. We are done with this. So we are done. Please, and then you could also rename your Zap steps so that uh let me rename it so that this is where you rename this place. So new entry from type form leads type form. Yeah. So I've renamed it, you see. Then formatter. Here I would rename what I wanted. Um, Split full name to first name and last name. Last name. Yeah. I've renamed it so that whomever is looking at this, before it was just showing formatter by Zapier and all, but when you look at this, you now see, oh, this formatter splits the full name to first name and last name. Then this is already explanatory enough. So we're now going to be sending mail. We're going to be sending mail. Let's now 17:39. Let's just hurry up. So here we're going to be connecting, we are going to be sending email to the person that filled the form, right? So so we've chosen what we want to do. What the app we want to work with here is Gmail. You can see when I chose it. Then it's asking me action event. What do I want to do? So I want to send email. See, it's create and send a new email message. So I choose it. The account that I want to use and send this mail, this is, you just choose the one you want. Then you configure. Okay, who are you sending it to? If you just enter text or insert data here, that means that anytime a form is filled, is that Gmail that you put here that will be. But we want to map. This is what mapping does. Mapping makes this whole stuff um dynamic, right? Makes it, this is how you personalize what you want to do. So I could get it from this first step, second, but let me just go to my type form and continue with it. Or I could still use my Gmail. Let me use Gmail though. Any one of them actually works. So let me just continue with the type form. Yeah, so let me choose the type form. So it's asking me, or okay, let me use that Gmail. Let me use the Google Sheets. So you could see that those things we've created is also showing here, right? So I could choose my client's email from here. I've mapped it. So you can see it here. Then from, you don't actually need to choose anything here because we've already connected the Gmail. That's the Gmail that is going to be sending this. If you want, you put your name. If you don't want all this is where we want to do some good stuffs again. So subject. So this person indicated interest that they want to order something, right? So we want to put it in the subject of our email, that first thing that they're going to be seeing. So we'll be like, um what are we going to use now? Okay. um Interest received. Interest received. Yeah, this is good. Well, we just find something that the person would always know where they are. Okay, let me just use that interest received. You have to just think of something dripping that you can do here. Then we come to the body. What is the mail that you want to the person to receive, right? So we say hello. We're going to be mapping here too. Hello, this is where that our first name and this thing. You see those mails that you get, they already know your name before you even know your name. This is how they do it. So you just map it, right? So we go to our split full name from that formatter distance. So you see, hello, Deraa, I've mapped it, comma, we received your request for, I want to already put in what the person requested here, right? So I'll still map it again. I'm going to be doing that from the spreadsheet for, yeah, this is what the person, for a hard copy. Yeah, I've done that. Let me put for a hard copy of our product would soon get back to you. More cheers. Yeah, so this is what we want the person to receive. So we are done mapping here. This is what we want the person to receive. And yeah, so this is all we need to, if you have an attachment, you attach and all those stuff. We want to continue and test. So we want to test what we did. So you can see it's showing what we've done. You see, Interest received. Hello there, I will receive your interest and all those stuff. So you can see that this is what the person is going to be receiving. We are testing the step. When you are doing this and you are doing it perhaps for you are doing this, I sent this, I used my Deraa Enem-Osuigwe Gmail to do this. So and then I could actually show you where I got this email. Let me look for it. 17:45. And I want us to let me just when we finish so that we can see it by ourselves. So we are done with this step. We are done with this step. Then the next and the last one is to connect Slack. So the app we are using now is Slack. So we are choosing Slack. Slack. Yeah. We want to notify the team on Slack. So it's asking action event, notify team. Let me look for that notify. I don't even know if it's notified that I will see here, but let me look for send direct, send channel message, post a message or thread reply to a channel. So this is what we'll be using because we are sending it to the growth team channel on Slack, right? I've already connected my distance to configure. We are configuring. So this is where we select the I'm sending it. This is where we select the channel we want to send it. This is my growth team that I've already created on Slack. Then the message we want. This place is very important because this team does not they don't want to start asking you, what is the name of the person? What did the person order? So you are going to be mapping everything in that form so that once they look here, they will see everything that the person filled. So hi team, let's write what we want to see. We just got a new order, a new request from I'm going to be mapping here. So this is where you just map the person's name. There's no need using first and last name. So let me just map the full name from the type form. What is your full name? I've mapped it. Yeah. Okay. Where am I? You see from so these are the details. So these are the details. Yeah. I've put the first name, so I'm just going to be mapping email. I can do all these stuff from the forms too, from the type form. Email, what is your yeah? Then let me just do something so that it will be. These are the did I okay email order note. I think these are all that's in that stuff. So I'm going to be mapping with each of these. So email. Yeah, what is your email? I don't know if something is. Oh, okay. I hope this has not been. Yeah, let me see. Ah, okay. Let me just use from Gmail, from my Gmail part. I don't know what's. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Oh, see where this thing has been entering. I definitely knew that something was going in somewhere else. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, I think I'll just, for want of time, let me just end it here. So, this is the mail that will be sent. Let me just test it. This is one thing with automations. Yeah. So, you see, you're showing this. If I was able to map these things, I don't know, maybe network or stuff is hanging them, but this is what's going to be showing in my Slack channel. So, if you see, this is my Slack channel. Yeah. So, let me see. It has, see, you can see it here. That's coming. Yeah. So if I was able to map those things, you see. So I'm done. Let me just put this in, and we're going to be using the next 5 minutes to fill out. Beatrice, sorry, could you let me just put it on? I hope we still have very little time to still
Yes.
for people to, yeah. So I'm publishing the Zap
Okay.
so that every one of us could see the good stuff we've done. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Let me just, my God and my Lord. I'm using, I'm using this app is using my 2 weeks this thing I've finished. Let me see. So I want to even be able to publish this. I won't be able to publish this. I wish I used that first one I did. Let me just save it though and see what's gonna happen. Ah, oh shoot, I didn't check. Okay, maybe I would copy this and send it to that other place. Then we can do this. Everyone can still check out with by filling the form and everything, and they will get it. This I can't run this in this account. It has passed the 14 days trial. So you see that thing I'm saying is telling
Okay.
me that the yeah, it's telling me so off. I'll still move. I'll move this to that new distinguish. So you see, it's telling me that I can't do this because I have
You need to
multi-step
upgrade.
SAPs here.
Okay.
So when I just move it, when I move it to that other place, you can now send in you can send in that type form link into
Okay.
the community so that they can fill it and get their mails and see that what we did work. But we've already finished
Okay.
everything we are doing, and because we tested everything, so for it to be showing, you see everything is marking good. Once it's showing, it's ticking all these, you know that you did what you worked on. Yeah. So that is all for this.
Okay.
Thank you so much for this
Okay. Thank you
opportunity.
so so
I'm
so
done.
so
So
much, Deraa.
questions, yeah, questions.
Yes,
Let me answer a
please.
bit of them as well. Okay.
Thank you everybody for joining. Please leave your questions in the comment section. Please go ahead and leave your questions in the comment section. And while we wait for some questions, thank you so much, Deraa, for this amazing session and for really breaking it down step by step. Um, I can see
I
that a
hope
lot
I
of
was
us
not too fast.
were following. Not at all. The network was a bit off here and there,
Okay.
but thankfully we persevered and it has been very smooth. Thank you very much.
Yeah. You're
Okay.
welcome. My pleasure.
Yes. So, to everyone who has joined us today, thank you so, so much for joining us. Like Dara said, I would post the type form link in the WhatsApp community. So, please be on the lookout for that. and then you can all have access to it and fill the form and receive the emails based on what we have built today. So this is just a basic introduction into automation. Like Dara mentioned, we have at Tools and Tech, we have the no code automation classes. So to sign up, just send us, any one of us, a DM. You can send me a DM, you can send the other admins a DM, and we can get started. So thank you everybody for joining us today. Um, yes, we will be rounding off shortly. We'll be rounding off shortly. And of course, see you tomorrow for day 18. And we've gone more than halfway. We're almost at the end. We're almost at day 30. And you all that have been consistent with us, well done, well done, well done. Please make sure to practice. While you're practicing today's session, if you have any questions or you run into any challenges, please put it up on the community on the WhatsApp group. Ask your questions, and we'll be sure to answer them. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. Thank you, thank you, thank you.